It's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. As we all know, the current stamping trimmer is no more. You cannot buy this anymore, and we're no longer selling the blades. We are expecting a new trimmer to be available before the end of 2019, certainly for demonstrators. We're going to be able to buy it before anybody else so that we can get used to it before it goes on sale for general consumption. What we do know is that the price is going to be less than the existing trimmer was. I want to say it's under £25, but I can't honestly remember at this precise moment, so we will park that for a moment. But in the meantime, we need to make sure that our trimmer is as tip-top as it possibly can be. So I thought it would be worthwhile just going through some basic trimmer maintenance, for want of a better word, and also a suggestion for how you might be able to sharpen your blades whilst you're waiting for new ones. Now, I keep all my old blades underneath because we've got this storage unit here, not least of all because for glimmer paper, you do not want to use your precious blade. You want to use an older blade. It will cut perfectly well through glimmer paper if it's a bit sticky on ordinary card, but glimmer paper kills blades faster than anything. So before I start, I thought I would just show you, here's a piece of cardstock that I've been trying to cut, and I thought I would just show you how dull my blade currently is. So let me just line it up at the top. That's my scoring blade. And this is my trimmer blade. And it's not good at all. So I want to get that so that it will cut nicely. And black cardstock is probably the worst to cut through, no matter what brand, because it's got more dye in it than any other card. It's just a bit difficult. So first things first, to get your blades off your trimmer, you just bring it down to the bottom here. Can you see there's a kind of dent there? Bring your blades down to that point and they will just pop out without any effort at all. And take the scoring one out as well, because we want to give this a full maintenance. So take both of those out. We can also take the bar out, just pull the end and just gently lift that up, and that then comes out, so we can now clean that separately. But let's start by cleaning our surface here. If you can get hold of alcohol swabs, they work perfectly. I'm going to use rubbing alcohol. So let me find, I've got a cloth that I only use for alcohol. I've got one that I use for water and one that I use for alcohol, and I just keep the alcohol one with my rubbing alcohol. And just add some of that and rub it over your trimmer to get rid of any nasty little kind of sticky bits that seem to somehow accumulate, even though we don't take glue anywhere near our trimmer. Somehow we end up with sticky bits and funny marks. So, oh, that's a nice dirty mark I managed to get off. And then concentrate on the bit nearest to the cutting area, because that somehow seems to accumulate more. There's a dirty mark there. That's lifted that off. And one there. And that's got that off. And you can't really see because it's not a particularly clean cloth in the first place, but it is a lot cleaner than it was. This comes out. This is your cutting mat. So we can clean that. And we'll do more on that in a moment. You can also, if you grab take your pick tool, pop the cover on the pointy end. It's the perfect size for then pushing into that track and really getting in there and cleaning. So give that a good going over, and that actually wasn't too bad. There's a bit of gick, but not too bad. Might as well clean the stick off that while I'm at it. That looks better. Right, so let's pop our track back in. Now there are two sides to your track, so you need to clean both of them. But I'm going to just pop my blade or not my blade, my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to wrap that in my cloth, whoops, and determinedly flip it out. Just run that up and down. Don't put too much pressure on, you're just trying to get into all the little nooks and crannies and get a bit of a swab going in there. That's wet, that's the bit I want. And just get that clean. Look, I don't know if you can see, but there's all sorts of gick on that. Turn it over. Oops. Turn it over and clean the other side. And it is worth bearing in mind that you do have those two sides. So if when you're out crafting, you suddenly realise that you're running out of groove, you can get a piece of card and just run that up and down, or you can just flip your tray over, your cutting bit. Right, pop that back on there. And then we want to make sure that this is nice and clean. So again, rubbing alcohol, just get any nasty bits out of that. And it always seems to be this side that gets, for me, which is the bit that is here. That always seems to be the bit that, for me, gets gicky. Right, so that's that. So let's pop that back in. And perfect. Give these a bit of a clean. So this is my scoring blade. So we'll clean that a bit. That's better. And clean this a bit. And you just want to get any of these nasty, there's all sorts of icky bits here. So you can get in there with your Take Your Pick and give that a nice rub. Get any nasty little bits out that shouldn't be there. Just be careful, that is a sharp blade. And then pop that in and rub that up and down. Get rid of the rubbing alcohol. And I've got a piece of wax paper and some just scrap paper. It's paper from the inside of my order. And I'm just going to lie that with the wax paper up. And if you're in the UK, you can get this from Lakeland. And then just rub that up and down a bit, just to get some wax on. And get the scoring blade and get that with a bit of wax on as well. And then we'll come in with some foil, which I've already had a bit of a go, but going to have another go. Just rub that some more, just to sharpen that. Great stuff for punches as well, but get that nice and sharp. And also, if it's a very blunt blade, so this one is really quite blunt, you can pop it out and grab a nail file. This is just, or sandpaper, and just along the edge of your nail file, you can sharpen that. Try and go in one direction. You want to go towards the sharp and then back the other way. It's angled, so do bear that in mind, that you are working to an angle. And then pop that back in. Oh, I think some more wax would be a good idea. So it's just still catching a bit, probably because it's got some sand on it now. So and I might just take that out again and get some more rubbing alcohol on it, because we're building up. We're building up fluff as we go. So just clean that a bit, and then I will have to do some more wax, because obviously the rubbing alcohol will take stuff off. So this might just about be thick enough. I wasn't quite sure whether Oh no, that's going to be okay. Sometimes the wax paper is just too thin. Okay, so now, moment of truth. Let me grab a piece of black card. And now my standard size base is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So let's pop a scoreboard up there and ooh, lovely. So this is what we had before. This is the before and this is the after. And then 5 5/8. And there we are. Nice clean cut. So if your blade's doing this, bit of a surface and you'll be good to go. So I hope you found that helpful. As I say, with luck we will get the new trimmer soon, but in the meantime don't forget to service your existing trimmer. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Needless to say, there will not be a shopping list for this because none of this is available. So no shopping list, but I'll give you a quick rundown on my website, which is linked below, on how I did this. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to be alerted to when I post a video, then hit the alert bell as well. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!